So in this video, I wanted to go over something I remembered from childhood. Now remember, I didn't steal any more than any other child. I didn't take any more than any other child. But I know a lot of adults who stole and took stuff they weren't supposed to, and even against the government and other people. But let's have a conversation about this, an honest conversation. My father wants to talk about my stealing and always blame me for all of his mistakes. So let's go over one that has nothing to do with him. When I was about 12, 13 years old, I had a, actually, it might have been, no, it was about 14, 13, 12, somewhere around there. When I first met this exchange student, right, we were in a hotel room. I was very hungry. It was about 9, 10 at night, maybe even earlier. I think it was earlier because they used to, all the way to age like 16, they wanted me to bed at like 9 a.m. I mean, I said no 16-year-olds are going to bed at 8 or 9. But anyways, obviously if I'm 12 years old, 13 or whatever, I'm probably going to bed very early. And we're in a hotel room and I'm very hungry. So I start asking this foreign exchange student in my room, can I borrow a couple bucks for the machine? Can I borrow a couple bucks for the machine? He says no. I go check on my parents, they're asleep. If I wake them up, oh boy, will I get it. These are the people who literally are smacking me around and drugging me. I don't need any more drugs forced in my body. But I'm hungry. How could I fall asleep when I'm hungry? So I do something really fucked up, something I would never, ever do today. Because I'm a grown adult. I went into their wallet, got some food money, and went to the machine. But the machine wouldn't take a $20 bill. So then I had to go downstairs and I had to exchange it for smaller bills, and then the machine would only shout out quarters. But I got a bag of chips, I got a Pop-Tart, a little bit of candy, went back to my room. But then I realized I had to get rid of all these quarters. So I went downstairs and got another bag of chips because now the exchange student knows I'm doing this and he wants something to snack. He goes, can you go get me a bag of chips? So I go get him a bag of chips. Now, at the pool, somebody's talking to me, and I decide I'm going to tell them I found this money in change. Now, it's a stretch, because even though some of the quarters did fall under the machine and I had to dig for them, none of that is true. Okay, now I just admitted to something I did. Now let's see if we had a conversation, me and my father, if he could just be just as honest about my Social Security and my clothing money. So he stole money out of Social Security. He had to lie to get it. He lied to me. He lied to the DMH. He lied on legal paperwork to a housing program. And he had me lying on food stamp paperwork because he couldn't tell the truth. Then when he got caught stealing over $12,000 that was supposed to go to my housing, yes, I had to pay $600 a month housing. So now I'm going to lose my apartment. Not only that, they had classes every week I was supposed to be going to that try to help you manage your Social Security so you can move into your first apartment. They even help people on Social Security move into an apartment right away. They even help you manage a budget for food, and they even teach you how to reapply for your Social Security on your own, and they even provide Social Security lawyers. But I missed out on over a year's worth of this because my father was lying and stealing. Now, I also had my swimming medal stolen away that I won in the orphanage, as my mother had me drugged because she stole this medal and came up with fantasies about it. My father also my mother took out of my room my boots, my jacket, and a girlfriend's ring that wasn't hers to take. She also took things I won. They also had things I won taken away. Then, because I also tried to take my mother's inheritance back, what was very wrong of me to do at 19, my father, as a grown adult, thought it would be a good thing to steal all the belongings I had from the orphanage. Everything I had that belonged to me before I met them is thrown away. I have no way of replacing that. These were priceless items. So, I did something wrong. Is my father going to admit that he threw away an orphan's belongings, stole an orphan's medal away from him, and wouldn't return it? Stole over $12,000 that was supposed to be going to his housing, and used his child's this little orphan boy's clothing money to try to pay for a house, and then sold that house and kept the profits to that house. Do you think he's going to be honest about those things he did as an adult? I could go on and on. Now, I was a 12-year-old child, and I'm sorry for the things I did. I had lessons to learn. And as my mother stole from me, drugged me, and did these things, my mother would say stuff like, well, I stole my son's medicine, but it was only one time, so it's okay. And then my father looks at me and says, well, your mother stole your medicine one time, so it's okay. So you're telling me that my mother can steal my medication, but a newcomer to the the newcomer to the house, I can't take her illegal medicine that's not prescribed to her? Well, this is a little mixed messages here. What's the rules? Is it always just my fault? Is that the rule? It sure seems. Oh, that is the rule. Wait. See, that's the rule I didn't realize. When in doubt, blame me. Everything is. The rules don't work like it's okay to take medicine one time. It's wrong to steal. It's okay to steal from Zach, our little orphan son, but how dare Zach try to take something back from us? That is the real message. It's okay to suck me dry. If it's something of mine, you can suck me dry all you want. But I'm hungry in the middle of the night and I take money? Nope. That is wrong. And I agree. It's wrong when I take something without permission, but it's also wrong what my father and mother did to me. And if we should have an honest conversation about these things, who do you think is going to be the one being honest? The guy that cannot seem to make honest confessions or deal with the bad parts of himself, or the man that's always coming clean and trying to take responsibility for other people. Like when I was younger, I used to try to take responsibility for my mother's and father's mistakes, and I thought if my mother did something wrong, then somehow that was my fault. Like if I jumped in a pool and caught the back of my foot open, and my mother was fantasy spinning about this, calling it self-harming and suicidal behavior, I jumped in a pool. That's it. I jumped in a pool. The back of my heel got caught in the fence, and the back of my heel. There's witnesses everywhere. We all know what happened. Or I have a neurological disorder. I'm shaking. I'm bumping in the furniture. Almost my entire since the overdose that my mother gave me at age 7, or around 5 to 7. But somehow I'm supposed to take responsibility for my mother's actions again. So I'm very happy to have a conversation with my father about the things that I did and the lessons I've learned from it and my belief system for the last 15 years or so, or how it's progressed and how I'm always making myself a better person. But every single confession I give is just more ammo for them to shoot me with. Meanwhile, how about you? How about we talk a little bit about the things that really are bothering me? So I don't steal. I won't steal no matter how old I get. Why? Because it's against my beliefs and my religion. I don't care if it's an orphan. I don't care if it's stealing somebody's ideas. Just stealing somebody's idea and trying to profit off of it, you have to make it your own. You can't just copy somebody and call it your own intellectual property. I don't believe it's okay to borrow things and then forget to return it. If you borrow something and it breaks and you can't return it, you have to go up to the person, tell them what happened, and then you got to ask them if you can replace it in some way. That's my belief system. And poisoning in a child to try to make money? God, no. I would have to blow my own brains out if some child was coming up to me telling me that they're going to be hurt for the rest of their life and be in a wheelchair for the rest of their life or something like that. And I certainly wouldn't be playing mindfuck games with them. I mean, can we have an honest conversation in both directions? No. They just want to pile as much shit on me as possible and then tell everybody I'm a shithead. If I try to take responsibility for something I did during childhood, I'm some shithead that should never get medical care and that you should just drain dry. But my father, a grown adult, doing fucked up shit, like letting his wife steal swimming medals and accomplishments away and make up stories at the doctor about these swimming medals as the kid cries himself to sleep every night. No, there's no responsibility there. There's no conversation there. If they can't put blame on somebody else, just forget it.